and Dwayne Hancock, somebody snuck in, so obviously his parole officer was really not paying a lot of attention.
Probably not. He was about as slow as, about as slow as a service, probably. I mean, hope he ain't that slow on the racetrack when he debuts this week. I mean,
If you're that slow on the racetrack, man, it's going to be a long weekend for you.
Very long.
Long weekend.
Yeah.
We're on the throttle here today. And Mr. Chad Portman with us here today. I guess I can introduce him. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. I was going to, pump up his head a little bit, say former ARCA Truck Series champ, and now pavement modified racer,
Dwayne, who do we have as a guest here?
I mean, he used to be a big deal, but I don't know what he is now.
I don't know about that.
He's got that best one tire logo on his chest. We know what he does basically all day long.
Right.
He's a working man nowadays.
That's right.
Yeah, good to have you.
Thanks. Good to be here.
Looks
I
like
think.
Well, the thing that we had talked about before you got here was, it was going to be rough on you if you got here. But if you didn't show up, it was going to be really tough.
Oh, yeah. I couldn't let Dwayne down like that. I mean, I could, but.
There would be an unmerciful,
right.
Spread all over your name there.
You bet.
So we're glad to have you.
Thank you.
You're racing this weekend, right?
That is the plan as of right now. Weather permitting, doesn't look very good for us for Saturday, but we're going to try and get it done. And
yes.
You kind of have a new deal, sort of.
Yeah. A few different people involved in the whole thing. It's been a group effort. We built a brand new car over the winter. Lincoln Calvin, which he owns the modified to Hillard Clifford races also. So he's the one that's pretty much funded this whole operation. Jack Landis, we built the car over to his shop in Edgerton.
Okay.
And myself and Jack done that. Just had a lot of support from a lot of different people through this whole project, and it's been fun. So hopefully everything that we've done will work out.
Yeah. Now where are you racing this weekend?
Angola.
Okay.
This weekend. We'll run there a few times. Probably Springport, Michigan. Definitely go back over to New Paris for their couple shows that they usually have. Just kind of bounce around a little bit.
Yeah.
Don't bounce around too much.
Yeah, I mean, like walls, different tracks.
Yeah.
But, so,
we was giving you a little crap, but for real, you used to be the ARCA Truck Series champ. Where you was following a circuit, racing a lot, almost every weekend for a lot of years.
We actually didn't win the championship. Well, we got, I think, third. Was where we ended up.
Okay.
It was kind of but yeah, that was that deal was a lot of fun. The truck series, the traveling, that was really neat.
But now, one of the things you said, you're having fun. I mean, it's almost 1st of June. You haven't raced yet.
And actually, we were just talking about this yesterday over to Jack's. I had the car over there. We were doing the setup and all that on it, and we really haven't missed anything, though. We've missed one race.
Yeah, because of
all the rain. Yeah. So we're really not as far behind as we thought we was.
Yeah. Right. But you used to have to be there. Now you kind of got, sounds like whatever schedule you want. And I don't know how many races you're going to race for sure. But it
kind of started out, Lincoln and I talked about it, running. We was going to just run up to Springport, and that's an every other weekend deal.
Right.
And I mean, I'm not saying that we're not going to do more than that now. I think it kind of just depends on how things go.
Yeah.
It's just, and I've done this since I was 16. So the every weekend thing, yeah. I'm all right not doing that anymore. There's other things that we can do that we enjoy doing, and my girlfriend would be happy to hear this, I'm sure. I'm sure she would be. Yeah. She's been pretty supportive through this whole deal too. I mean, the long hours, not home, and yesterday I left at 8:00 and I think I got home at 7:30. So,
yeah, but you didn't say you was taking a nap for like 6 of those hours.
Yeah, I wish. But I think she understands too, and like I said, this whole thing's just been a group effort with several different people, and Dwayne included. I mean, he helped us out, and
yeah.
So it's greatly appreciated at everybody that's helped with this deal. So
Well, you just wait. If the weather's nice Saturday,
Yeah.
rumors are there's going to be a huge fan club of, I know, of about 10, 12 people going already, and we're going to make it fun for you.
Yeah, there you go. So this could change your mind.
yeah,
just
that's
This could turn it all
this
around.
could be bad.
You could be racing every week.
There's going to be signs and everything. I
Yeah,
there you
I
go,
just
see?
hope everybody keeps their clothes on.
Well, come on now, what are the odds of something like that?
Well, you know Dwayne.
Yeah, that's what
I
I'm
was
saying.
looking for a spot to get a Chad Portman tattoo.
Yeah, I bet you was.
So the plan is to do a half a dozen or so this year? Is it-
Oh no, we'll do more than that.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Well, hopefully,
Yeah.
if everything goes well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely more than that, but
Well, and just getting back last year, you had some decent runs.
yeah. Actually, that's what I ran Jack's car last year, one he built, and we copied it. We actually built 3 this winter of those. So, and we did have we had good runs all last year. Every time we went out with it, I don't think we had a finish worse than 5th,
Yeah. Okay.
and only won one, but that's a very competitive class,
Oh, yeah.
and
Especially when you hadn't done it for a while.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean-
We're going from running those ARCA trucks that had no horsepower and a big 10-inch slick on them to these 600 horse modified with an 8-inch treaded tire. So
Yeah.
it's a lot different. But I love them. The modifieds, that's been my favorite. I've ran them since I started running those in '97, and I love them. The competition's great. Most of the guys we race with are pretty good people,
Yeah.
but it's like
What
any
about that
other.
guy that I seen spin you out at New
Well,
Paris last year?
that's
Was that the tire, or was
yeah,
that,
we
you know,
make
I
an
mean-
exception to that one.
But the best part is, that started off crappy. Like on lap 3, you got hooked and spun out, and the guy wasn't shy about it. I mean, after the 3rd time he hit you down the middle of the straightaway,
Yeah.
you finally got sideways, or
Yeah, he finally
took
got the job
a
done.
while. But it was 50 lap race, and you come back and I got 3rd.
Yeah.
I mean,
So that's why I say if this car we built works as good as the one that Jack did,
Sure.
I think things will be great. So.
Okay. All right. So there might be a couple more races in your future
Yeah.
with good results. Like
Yeah,
I got you.
definitely.
Okay.
That's what we're
And
shooting for.
I've got this sneaking hunch that even though you talk about, oh gosh, it's nice to have the weekend off and this
Yeah.
and that and the other and the girlfriend, I can look at your smiling face right now.
Yeah.
if things are going in
is.
the right direction, this could escalate
Yeah.
as easily as it could de-escalate.
It could. Yeah,
Right?
it
Is that what I'm
could.
saying?
That's a
Okay.
possibility.
especially when he starts getting 2nd, 3rd.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If he wins right away, he might not, because then he'd be like, oh, but,
Yeah.
getting close to winning, then he's gonna want to go back every week and try
Right.
to win.
Yeah, that you have bad weekends, but that just gives you a little more drive though to get out there and get things figured out. And,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You said you built 3 cars. You guys built 3 cars over the winter. There were, one's for you. What was the other 2 cars for?
a friend of ours, Kevin Bader, he built one, and the guy that Jack and him designed these together, which is Jason Timmerman.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody knows anything about the modified racing knows Jason.
Yeah.
If he shows up, that he's going to be the one to beat. Well,
Yeah.
we built one for his brother,
Okay.
Aaron,
Which he's
and
pretty good, too.
Yep, and myself and Kevin's.
Yeah.
So there's 5 of these cars out there. Well, not actually racing right now, but there'll be 3 for sure.
So what's different about these? Why are these so good? Why are these so?
Not real sure.
Is there a secret sauce?
Well, there's-
I
I
don't.
don't-
Hearing right now, not being the race guy. Did I just ask that?
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know.
Yeah, they don't tell us secrets.
I know
so
that they've put a lot of work in the front geometry on them, which is
Okay.
the big thing.
we'll
and-
see after
and-
the tech line. I mean,
Yeah. Let us go through tech first, and then we'll
but we'll try to see if there's any secrets
see
or
if
not.
there's any secrets or not. Yeah,
That's usually how that happens.
right.
But if
Yeah.
it starts winning and there's only like 3, then
Yeah.
Tech gets a lot. It seems like Tech gets a little trickier
Yeah.
wherever you go, because you
Yeah.
start beating the favorite, especially if you're not racing
Sure.
Yeah.
a place all the time. It
Yeah.
seems like the rules change sometimes.
Yeah, I don't. These cars are light too, and that helps. You know, you can get the lead and the ballast in there where you want to get your scale weights out where you want them, and that's an advantage too. Most of these cars are pretty heavy.
Okay.
They're usually overweight by a lot, so
Okay.
these are lighter. I don't know,
Well-
it's something. They run a different rear suspension on them. Like I said, the front geometry. I know they've put a lot of work in that, and
Well, and putting
Just-
the weight where it needs to be, or in a better spot sometimes, that makes a world of difference.
Yeah.
If you know where to do it.
Yeah.
Build it that way.
yep. So
Especially on pavement.
I don't know. I think it's just a combination of everything. You know, and that's one thing racing with Jack is he's not afraid to try stuff. I mean, it might be something really off the wall,
Okay.
and you
All right.
you think, man, this is crazy, but you know, he's very successful.
Yeah.
He's raced a lot of years, and he knows his stuff. So if he usually says something, I'll listen to him.
Yeah.
Him and Kirk is the other guy that helps Jack, and he actually works with me too, and pretty smart fella.
No, is Lincoln, you going to go around to these pavement races now? Or?
Yeah, I'm gonna. You know, he's a big dirt guy.
I say you got to get a bucket of dirt and throw it on him.
Well, I think
every
that's
once in a while.
yeah, just to kind of maybe throw some in his eyes, you know, just so he feels like he's at home. But yeah, he actually came over last year to the last race at New Paris that we had, and we was leading that with 10 to go, I think, and passed a lap car, and he got into me and it broke the spindle. And you know, Lincoln, I think he just came over to hang out and see how things, you know, what all went on, because he really he's a big dirt guy, and
Yeah.
we kind of had been talking throughout last summer about doing this deal, and it all came together, and here
Well,
we
yeah.
are.
And you drove his dirt car once or twice.
Tried
last
to,
year,
yeah. We broke an engine in practice, so we really didn't didn't get much in there. Made about 5 laps in it, but man, I was fast.
There you go.
Yeah, that's right. We had him covered.
Yeah.
You know,
He's going to win that night. wasn't he?
yeah, you
Yeah.
bet.
That's right.
Regardless of what anybody else sees.
That's right.
You know, that's probably the reason why you're back on pavement again this year. Most of the dirt guys asked you to stay away, I would think, after they saw those 5 laps you put in before you blew the engine.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Blistering things.
Anybody that seen that,
Yeah.
you know, they had to be scared. Maybe not either.
Oh, man, we need to pay some bills. Let's get a little deep in here. So we'll
Or a lot.
have the crew come in and clean things up. On the throttle right after this with Chad.
Yeah, a lot of dirt.
Oh, man.
Keep your vehicle trouble-free. Our sales and service staff will always be here for you if you have any questions. At Bryan Ford Lincoln, exceptional customer service is standard. We make
Back here on the throttle, 24 minutes after 12 o'clock. Dwayne Hancock, Chad Poorman with us here today. And Dwayne, over the weekend, man, where were you? Did you go do a little racing? Or?
I did. I went to Attica on Friday night for the fast sprint cars. There is the Eric Phillips Classic, which he was helped found Attica Raceway Park, and he's passed away since. And they always do a memorial for him, and being the 30th anniversary of Attica opening, they had a big deal with his family and that. And great races there. Played beat the weatherman and rained there a few times, so the track was pretty fast and. Great racing. The 410 sprint cars, Stuart Brubaker and DJ Foose had a great battle, and the last 10 laps, they was, literally nose to tail, side by side, and Stuart Brubaker won that. The late models, same thing, Devon Shield and our old buddy Ryan Missler. Ryan got up to second, and they were side by side for a while, and Devon Shields ended up pulling that off, and Paul Weaver and John Ivey, kind of the same deal in the 305s. Ivy led for a long time, and Weaver and him had almost a little bit of contact. Kind of Brubaker, and actually in the 410s, Brock Martin was in that group too, and him and Brubaker kind of had contact, and Martin ended up flipping about 5 times on the backstretch, which there's a few words said. And that. But Paul Weaver won the 305s, and then yesterday I went to the ARCA race in Toledo, which Chad's very familiar with ARCA, but this is supercars, and Zane Smith, I believe he's 18 years old, won that, and I don't know if they're related, but Chandler Smith, he's 15 years old, won the pole, and this says first time in ARCA history in supercars that somebody's won the pole 3 races in a row, and this 15-year-old kid did. He led majority of the race, blew a tire with 25 laps to go, and they restarted at the rear, and he got back up to 3rd or 4th there. But yeah, good race. They about took each other out there. Chad and I were just talking about it. We was watching all day, and I knew Zane. I kept telling him he sees a hole, he's going to take it. You could just tell the way he's driving. He made it 3 wide there going in turn 1, and kind of bounced off Chandler a little bit there to take the lead at one time. And but hey, they kept it out of the fence, so it must have worked pretty well.
Right.
You probably have never had that happen before.
Maybe once.
you would never do that.
No, absolutely not.
Just guys do it to you.
They had the Stan Perry Memorial up to Angola for years, and that was the first race there. It paid $10,000 to win, and Jeff Parr was leading it, and Derek Griffith spun him for the win. And I told him back then, I said, what people was all upset about, and I said, hey, I'd spend my mom out for $10,000.
That's right. That's right. A little Rubbins racing.
You bet.
Yeah.
That's $10,000.
Well, it was funny because there's a lot of focus on Natalie Decker there yesterday, and she ran a very clean race, and she had a fast car. The first half of the race, her car kind of sucked, and then whatever changes they made after the one pit stop, that thing was flying. It was one of the fastest cars there, and she was working this guy, and he kept cutting her off, and I'm like, this is going to get ugly soon. And she just gave him a good old love tap. Turn 4. He kept it on the fence. I don't know how he did, but she's like, get out of my way. I'm coming through.
Sometimes you got to do that.
Well, and not, because, I'm a big dirt fan too, but I like pavement. But sometimes on pavement, when it gets narrow, sometimes that's how you got to pass.
Yeah, you do.
But nothing dirty, but that's kind of some pavement. That's kind of known in pavement, kind of a bump and run.
It is, and the bad thing about that is, most of these people don't forget that.
Right.
Usually, it's in the back of your mind. I'm probably going to get something back for that maybe at a later date.
So you're saying there's some guys that still might owe you?
Oh, I don't think so. I think we're all even. This is a new year.
Yeah. See how he switched that all of a sudden? See.
Thank goodness he's getting older. The memory doesn't last.
Yeah, but that's why you write stuff down. Got a checklist.
Yeah, he totally forgotten all last year now. He's hoping everybody else will too.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's the important part of the process.
Right.
What is it with these kids nowadays, though? The guys 15 and 18 years old?
Oh yeah, well the ARCA field yesterday, that's what they was talking. Well, the interview does talk to Natalie Decker. She's 20, and she goes, I almost feel like a veteran one. That she goes, there's like 8 drivers in the field that was younger than her at 20 years old. 8 or 9 drivers. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean it's a development deal. Like I talked to, because one neat thing ARCA does before the race at Toledo is they have an on-track deal where anybody's there, all the drivers are lined up by their cars and do autographs or talk. And, you know, Kyle Busch has a development team. Joe Gibbs, the Granger Smith, the 15-year-old, was for Joe Gibbs driving for him.
Oh, wow.
You know, and Richard Petty's grandson, he's 17 now, I think. He's there. Thad Moffitt was running, you know. So you got a lot of these NASCAR teams are starting to develop now that NASCAR bought ARCA.
I was going to say, now NASCAR bought ARCA, so who, you know.
Yeah, so, you know, ARCA used to be about 30, 35 strong, and according to what they was all saying yesterday, look for that soon, because a lot of these teams are using it for development teams, and it's actually about the closest thing to a NASCAR there is. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of them are old NASCARs, they're just heavier, different engine package and that, but, you know, like these late models around here, the Outlaws and that, total different bodies and different engines, all that. So that's about the closest, truest thing to a NASCAR there is. And a lot of these teams are taking advantage of getting these young kids in development programs.
Do you think that NASCAR will ever come back the way it was? I mean, you go back, 15, 20 years ago, that was about the hottest ticket you had.
Oh yeah,
Is it coming? Will it ever come back, guys? Do you think?
I myself, and this is just my opinion, I don't like the way that NASCAR sticks their nose in everything. There's so many rules, and I mean, I understand you have to have rules, but man, they've taken all the ingenuity out of it. I mean, you think back to the days of, like the Wood brothers with the pit stop deals.
Right.
You know, that they were the first ones that kind of, they engineered that, and
yeah.
Nowadays, like now they mandate what kind of impact gun you can use, and
everything.
And I understand what they're thinking as far as money wise, trying to keep the big dollar stuff out of the sport, but it's
I mean it
trickles down stuff like that into our level of racing, and there's things that they're trying to do to regulate costs. And I understand it, but
well, and I think one thing that's helped, talking about your level of racing, I mean, the fan base has increased so much because NASCAR has been losing so many fan base, and they're coming to these short tracks. I mean,
yeah,
a lot of short tracks are packed about every weekend they see, which is good for especially guys like you, because some of these people has never seen a short track race. The first time they go, then they're like, well, these guys actually race,
right.
Actually pass and have some excitement. See a few, like NASCAR used to be, and that was the problem. Years ago, you used to always have the rivalries like the bump and run, and there was some heated rivalries or some good rivalries like between Gordon and Earnhardt or Wallace and Gordon or whoever,
right?
And Terry Labonte and Earnhardt, the famous Bristol deal where he just rattled his cage and different. Well, now, you got Kyle Busch that probably had one of the best interviews after the truck race the other night I've ever seen. But
I missed that.
But we can't repeat some of it since we're live on air. But
he's usually pretty entertaining. In interviews,
but they got to bring some type of entertainment back. And right now, like you said, they're so regulated, and they took a lot of the fun away for some of the fans too, because first it was, you can't bump and run, you can't touch, and then it was, let's have at it. Well, then that kind of got ruined too. So now nobody knows what to do. So the guys are afraid to do anything. It looks like guys are comfortable with riding in second. Well, and the way the points deals, they're in the segment deals anymore. Mm-hmm. If you're screwed sometimes if you're in second. And you go out, especially on a track or a draft, and try to make a pass. Well, then all of a sudden you're 18th at the end of that lap.
Right.
You ain't going to risk it anymore with the payoff, with the points in that. So,
well, I'm sure they're going to try to come up with something to slow that 4 car down to Harvick.
Yeah,
and I'm a he's my man.
Wow.
Well,
in the Ford, and I think Jason Deach has almost got Lionel Perry converted over to the Fords. I think.
Oh.
I see this battle on Facebook between them two every now and
I
then.
do see that,
And
too.
I think Jason's just about got him switched over.
And I figured also what was wrong with you is you like Kevin Harvick. So there's,
Is there any truth in the rumor that Jason Deach is going to be buying NASCAR?
Well, that's a possibility. I think he's about 2 trailer sales short. So if anybody needs a trailer, go over and hit Jason up because man, he's going to make some changes in NASCAR when he buys it. So.
I think he will too.
And knowing Jason as well as I know him, it's all going to be to his advantage, whatever the
Right.
rule change might be.
well, Fords will be up.
Everybody else has to run a V6, and Jason gets a V8.
Yeah.
There you go. And,
Yeah.
you know, just a little bit of
Yeah, you know.
get, you get to name the rules.
Yeah.
That's what I've always heard. Chad Foreman's with us right now. Dwayne Hancock. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll look ahead at a very busy racing weekend that's coming up here on Memorial Day. You're on the throttle on the Q.
That's what I've been looking to see in there.
Off mic, there's no doubt about that. We'll just keep that one to ourselves. We'll come back into our last segment on the.
That's right. I know some things in his trailer now that we'll test that theory on Saturday night. You know, it's funny trying to drive a modified home.
You know.
Obviously,
No.
the competitive juices are also starting to flow between our guest and our host here today. So let's get back into racing, guys. Memorial Day weekend has always been traditionally, that big weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Racing. In fact, even for a guy like me, back 30 years ago, the Indy 500, I used to like to listen to the Indy 500, be out puttering the yard, washing the car, whatever. Just the way that they did the race, I thought they did such a wonderful job on describing the race and having everything going. Even not being a race fan, I got in. That was my whole day. But Memorial Day is a big weekend for racing still. Though.
Oh yeah, and traditionally a lot of tracks, some of them didn't open till about then. Yeah. Years ago. But yes, and starting around Indianapolis area now, starting Wednesday night. With Anderson Speedway, another pavement track, they have the Little 500 on Saturday night, which is a 500-lap sprint car race, which is kind of wild to see because, if anybody's seen sprint cars, they don't have starters, and they got to pull them in the pit deal and fuel them, and push trucks will go right on the bottom lane of the racetrack and push them out during the middle of this race. And they have almost 50 entries in that this year, which is huge.
500 laps for a sprint car?
And they do same deal like Indy 500. They have a race Wednesday night, a regular show. with the sprint cars, and Thursday and Friday they have qualifying, then they have bump day and everything like that with that too. So yeah, that's huge around there. USAC Silver Crowns at the Indy Mile on Thursday night, the Hoosier 100, which is a classic. I mean, you used to have guys like AJ Foyt, Mario Andretti, and that race the Hoosier 100 on Thursday night, then go race the Indy 500 on Saturday or on Sunday. I mean, and some of that tradition's coming back. They got 39 cars entered right now for the Hoosier 100, and Kenny Schrader, that used to race NASCAR and grew up driving sprint sim, he's racing it this year. Jeff Swindell, Sammy Swindell's brother, that he's kind of the forgotten Swindell. He's kind of been on the edge of retirement for a while and come back, and he always runs a Silver Crown good. And they're bringing some of that tradition back. And then the Silver Crowns at Lucas Oil Speedway on Friday night for the pavement shows, and then around here, I mean, you got all kinds of things like the American Late Model Series for our late model fans to listen. You're at I-96 Speedway at Lake Odessa, Michigan, Friday, Oakshade Saturday, Eldora Sunday. Wow. And, the fast sprint cars, they have a big show at Fremont Saturday night. The All-Star sprint cars, Attica Raceway Park Friday night, Wayne County down by Oroville Saturday, and Waynesfield, which this is an added date. The Helms family had a date at Millstream, and then when that went defunct this year, they took it to Waynesfield. So, and they're running the NRA 360s. They're at Lima Friday, Fremont Saturday, and Waynesfield Sunday. So a lot of 3-day touring deals. Like Chad and I was just talking off air, there's a lot of, even the pavement tracks, some of them would have 2-day shows, but not a lot of them's having 2-day shows this year, or any of them, but there's some traveling series hitting the area. Then the World Outlaw Sprint Cars are at Lawrenceburg in Indiana down by Cincinnati on Monday, and then USAC Midget Week kicks off a week from tomorrow at Montpelier Speedway, which I know Chad's familiar with Montpelier, Indiana, and Lincoln is, because Hillard races down there. And I think, oh wait, is that where we're gonna have a match race or something there? I mean,
well, no, I want to leave you. You're undefeated down there. Well, kind of, sort of. So
right.
We want to leave that alone.
Right.
Because that way you still got something to talk about.
Right. Hey, I could have won that night. Maybe. But I didn't.
But you didn't.
That's right. Like those fastest 5 laps. I think the last 3 or 4 laps is probably the fastest laps I turned.
Yeah.
I was gonna go a lap down. So.
Well, yeah.
No.
But that's all right.
But yeah, Midget Week starts off a week from now, and you got Montpelier, Indiana on Tuesday, Gas City on Wednesday, Putmanville on Thursday, Bloomington Friday, Lawrenceburg Saturday, the next Saturday. So they got 2 big shows in a week, and then Kokomo on that Sunday. And good thing about the Outlaw Show on Monday at Lawrenceburg is that's the only sprint car race around, and a lot of times those NASCAR guys are off. And last year, Casey Kane and actually Kyle Larson and his car that he owns on the Outlaw Tour, Shane Stewart, had a heck of a battle. And a lot of times those guys, Larson and a few of those guys, like to race the first couple of Midget Week shows. So a lot of stuff going on all over. I mean, check your deal. And like I said, it ought to draw at least 3 or 4 more people, with Chad Portman running up the Angola Speedway this weekend.
Yeah, that's all 3 of my friends.
Yeah. Oh, no, if it don't rain, I think we're going to bring more than 3.
3?
I mean,
4.
Yeah. Might be 6 or 7.
Oh,
yeah.
Man,
apparently he's paying some people.
Yeah.
What time does racing start then for you, Chad?
I believe 7:30 the actual racing starts.
Okay.
I think qualifying and that begins probably like at 5.
Okay. All right.
And then racing at 7:30.
Are you ready? I mean, are you been working out or anything?
I have.
Or?
Yep,
Yeah.
I have. Been at the gym.
Yeah.
A couple 7-ups at a time.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. No. Matter of fact, I haven't been working out at all. Haven't had time. The race cars kept me busy here. We've been actually last weekend and was going to do all this and ran into a snag, but we got that taken care of, and we just moved it up a week. That's what when it's done, it's done. We want it to be done right.
Right.
If we have to wait another week, so be it.
Well, and that's one thing about the schedule that you have. You're working with people that want to do it for fun.
Yeah.
That want to be competitive, and there's no pressure. Okay, well, we have to be there this week. We have to.
Yeah, we're not going to get into the points battle, I don't believe. So that kind of takes the fun out of all the racing, and been there, done that, and
what's some of the bigger shows you're looking at racing though? I mean,
well, I haven't really looked at a whole lot. Like I said, I know New Paris will go over there for their big late model show over there, the Sizzler.
Yep.
And
that's
then
in August, like the first Thursday in August.
I think so. Yeah.
Yep.
So we'll definitely go to that. Lincoln, of course, Chuck. He went down to Bristol this weekend.
Yep.
They had a short track nationals there. And
Yep, Chuck.
for some reason,
Tyler Perry and all them.
I think it'd be fun to go down there one time just to race it. But I had a couple friends down there that were racing, and they're gonna need new cars when they get back home. So I don't know. I think Lincoln, he acted like he might be wanting to go down there next year, but
well, that's
not real sure.
I'm gonna get. Well, I would put it in there for that then. If you don't want to race it,
I'd like to race it. I'm just talking.
Oh no,
about
you said no.
No.
You said
he
no.
said something about going to Florida too, and I said, I'll go. I'm not gonna tell you no, but so I don't know. We'll see how things go, and hopefully.
Lincoln, he must got a bigger budget. Maybe that's the deal.
Well, I don't know. He really likes racing, and
we gotta give him some static too.
Absolutely.
I've known Lincoln for a long time, and
you need to get him on the show.
Yeah. We can. We're gonna have. We got that censor button.
yeah. You might have to. You might have Jim. Might have to be laying on that.
we might have to pre-record that one.
Right. No, don't want to do that live.
He probably just crashed his truck if he's driving today.
Right.
All right, we'll leave it with this, Dwayne. Where are you heading this weekend? So, if a real racer wants to follow the king himself, how would they do this weekend?
Well, it's kind of questionable with the weather, but right now my temporary plan for sure is Friday, Attica for the All-Stars. Saturday, I'm going to go watch some pavement late or modified guy up to Angola. I think his name's Portman or Springer or something like that. Chuck paid me to say that. Just so you know. Thanks for the $50, Chuck.
Yeah, sure, Chuck.
Sunday, Waynesfield for the All-Stars, which watching 410 wing sprints at Waynesfield, which you was there, Jim. Yeah, that's where watching them do 10-second laps is just something amazing about that. Then you get the All-Stars, and who knows who's going to come in for the weekend and travel with those guys, or if Tony Stewart himself will race or not. He does a handful of shows. Then Monday, Lawrenceburg for the World Outlaws. I'm actually taking next Tuesday off work, so
that's a big shock.
I know. So I'm gonna start off midget week in Montpelier on Tuesday.
Yep, I'll bet everybody at your store is surprised.
Hey, it's the first day I've took off since January.
Whoa.
Yeah,
I know.
I'm telling you what.
Yeah.
And with that, as his nose grows all the way to the
Right.
console board.
Right.
We'll
Yeah,
I
mean,
Chad, best of luck this weekend.
Thank you.
As you open
Thank
everything
you.
up. Thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for all the entertainment in between the commercial breaks with our buddy Dwayne Hancock. And Dwayne, as always, next week we'll be off the throttle because you'll be out racing and I'll be out of town.
Yeah.
But we'll get together the following Monday and do this all over again.
Yeah, because we got a lot of stuff to talk about. We'll get a report on how Portman did, and we'll see how our fan club did up there for him on that Saturday.
That sounds good. Maybe you can call in. We can do a little on the throttle on the telephone.
Right. Definitely. Definitely.
We all get back. That'll do it for us here today. All brought to you as always by Brian Ford, Lincoln Mercury, and Jason Deep's Collision. I think the Mercury part's off of this thing, but it's on my screen up here. Brian Ford, Lincoln, AJ Door, Suburban Auto, Fast Forward Motorsports, and also a Napa store that's here in Bryan, Ohio. And I now know what Napa actually
with a
means.
quick delivery.
13 to 4-1. That'll wrap up on the throttle for the day.
Fast delivery.